If you've ever wanted to shoot outside with off-camera flash and make it look like you have two light sources, this video is for you. So we're outside, we're testing out the Canon 1DX Mark III. For more about that video, you can check out David Bergman's video here on Adorama TV. But for this specific shot, I knew I wanted to be outside. The sun was kind of low in the sky, but I wanted to give it that extra little something. I definitely wanted it to look saturated, a little bit angular. I didn't want it to look harsh. I knew I had to match the sun and an off-camera flash to get the kind of look that I was going for. I'm giving away a camera! We're giving away a Canon camera, a ProPhoto A1X, a copy of my book, and a copy of Capture One version 20. There are lots of ways to enter, so make sure that you do. Check the link below and come back daily for new ways to enter this contest. My first step was to photograph not only the background and the exposure that I wanted for the background, but also the exposure that I wanted as the secondary light source for my model. When you're shooting outside and you're trying to use off-camera flash in some kind of two-point lighting setup, here's what you want to think about. I like to have the sun as the backlight. Why? Because if it's a cloudy day and the sun just is going in and out, you're really only losing your hair light and a little bit of the background. But if you were flipping it around and you had the sun as your main light source, your key light that's lighting your subject's face and it's going in and out, now you're kind of screwed and your exposure is going all over the place. And if you're compensating for it, then you're changing the way the background looks and the whole photo looks, and it's just a mess. So your sun, you're going to think of it as your secondary light source that's not lighting your subject's faces, and position your subject so that it's lighting the back and being a hair light, being that second dimensional light. After you have your positioning of your model and your exposure so that the background looks good and that the sun is not blowing out on your subject, now you can set up your second light. For this scenario, I have the ProPhoto B10. I know what you're thinking, Vanessa, you're fighting the sun. Why aren't you using the ProPhoto B10 Plus or something that's a little bit brighter, like the B1 perhaps? Don't worry, I was shooting vertical, so I knew I could get the light pretty close to my model. I used TTL to get my initial flash power setting and then switched to manual and adjusted up or down as necessary. I wanted to turn the bride's face totally towards the light so that the light would go in her eyes and I would also see the cheekbones and her jawline. This also created a really nice distinct difference between the light, the flash, and the sun. I made sure that the flash was pretty much to a 90-degree angle, maybe a little bit less to my subject, so that shadow would kind of go down the middle of the subject. It just makes it very obvious that there are two light sources, and that's what's giving this photo that little something extra. The flash isn't too bright, so it's not too harsh, and it's able to meld into the scene to create something that, hey, I'm pretty proud of. Looking for some inspiration? Then make sure you download my free posing inspiration guide. It's full of ideas for individuals, couples, and groups. Grab it in the link below. I hope you give this a try when you are trying to work outside and use flash to complement the light of the sun. Let me know how it goes. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell and stay tuned for what's happening here on Adorama TV.